let's jump in with the mess and Debbie. And by the way, trigger warning, there might be more racism in this from Debbie than from Dinesh. I know that's, some people don't believe that's possible, but it most certainly is. Also, let me see, the meme board full screen, where's this guy? Okay, yeah. That's here, and then it should be up here. Yeah, and then let me grab this so that I can do this, just in case anyone gets, and let me see if I can make this work. Trigger. That was it. Oh, why does it look like it's hiding behind the thing? I don't know why. That's weird. Move it up here. Maybe that does it. Give me a second. Oh, is triggered in the screen? That's why. I know why now. Here you go. Yep, put it right here. Now it'll work. Triggered. Nope. I guess not. What is happening? So weird. I guess it just only works halfway. It's just sad. Anyways, this is better. The moron you know. Here we go. All right.
Debbie, we are actually, we're gonna finish the podcast, obviously. We're gonna do our Friday roundup, but then we're off to the airport. We're heading to Florida, and we're going to a very fancy wedding.
Which we will talk about a little later.
Talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
We'll come to that.
Yes.
Please tell us, because let me guess. You and Trump are going to barge into someone's wedding at Mar-a-Lago and start blathering about politics while people are just trying to have a fucking wedding.
Let's start by talking about the midterms. Wow, the weekend, then election coming up really just a few days from now, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I must say I'm feeling pretty good about it. As I do the book promotion with 2,000 Meals, people are like, why'd you take the book off the shelves? What was the, did you get sued directly, or did they just warn you that you were going to be in deep shit? Why was the only edit you made to the book taking the details out? Do you feel the election will be secure? And I say, yeah, no, I think the awareness that was brought about by the movie and the book is...
Yeah, it'll be secure because the mess made sure of it.
It's going to help a lot.
Yeah, that's what'll do it. Yes, 2,000 Mules is responsible for all the gun-toting fuckheads sitting around in parking lots menacing voters for no fucking reason.
I think, and even going further than that, I think that...
Yeah, even further than that, just your presence in the world, the mess. That's what... You wouldn't even need the book or the movie. It's just you. It's just your energy. I think it's your smell.
If it wasn't going our way, I don't think Biden would have done that speech, that very divisive speech that he did that reminded me of the Hugo Chavez Maduro speeches. Because what do they do when they feel like the opposition is entrapping? Yeah. Oh, is
no. Hi, stupid. She means the post Paul Pelosi attack speech. Paul Pelosi was attacked by a maggot with a hammer. Full-on Q, nutcase, Trump supporter. That's what the speech was for. Believe me, Biden had speeches planned. That wasn't one of them.
Gaining ground. They have to demonize them. They have to shut them down.
No, they're not demonizing the non-MAGA Republicans. They're not demonizing conservatives even. As a matter of fact, that speech was one of the inspirations for me to put out the tweet that I put about respecting the fact that some Republicans are actually fucking voting instead of toting fucking guns around.
They have to teach them a lesson, and they have to act like they're conspiracy theorists, and they should never be trusted.
Yes, and no one could ever say that about you, Debbie, or the mess, both of you. And by the way, yeah, that paper is not square on that folder, and I think you need to straighten it out because it beats confronting any of the bullshit that you're saying. Nothing's more telling than someone who has to, lots of things in the lab, just lots of straightening to do, must straighten things. if everything was just in order, just keep smiling. Just all right.
I mean, so tellingly. And what happens with Biden is he says something dark, divisive.
Well, it's dark Brandon. It just kind of comes out. It's a full moon thing, I think.
Outrageous.
Oh, there it is. Oh, the mess. So basically, the mess and Debbie, look at the look on Debbie's face. She knows you got caught. He used the O word. He said outrageous, which means whatever you're criticizing is true. Every fucking time. So the mess knows that what Biden said was true. Call it outrageous.
Which is that essentially the opposition party is against.
No, not essentially the opposition party. You are making the Republican Party MAGA. You're trying to take the MAGA thing and spread it out over every Republican evenly so that any criticism, it's the one true Scotsman idea, or the none true Scotsman, I suppose, in this situation.
Democracy. He's for democracy. They're against democracy. So you have to vote for him no matter what. And then other people pick that up and echo it. So here's Michael Beschloss.
Oh, dear God.
The presidential historian. And he was on, I don't know, CNN or MSNBC. And he says things like, don't just vote in economics. Your kid's future is in danger. America's future.
Yeah. Nobody on the Republican side uses incendiary language like that.
Future as a democracy.
Literally, Glenn Beck what did we show, that fucking Stu sucks off America clip that we were showing last week? He's like, this will decide whether we have a constitutional republic in 2 years, whether there will be a 24 election.
Democracy is in danger.
Right.
So they're trying to raise the stakes.
They have to go there. I mean, like I said.
Why you got to go there, girlfriend?
Third world country tyrant.
Trump just called America a third world country. He literally did in his speech. All right.
Go there, and so the rhetoric doesn't surprise me one bit.
Here's an interesting article in The Hill, which is getting.
Yes. By the way, the mainstream media cannot be trusted, especially the inside the Beltway mainstream media. Meanwhile, here's an article from The Hill.
To a key constituency, which is to say suburban white women.
Okay.
And
yummy.
The idea is that whatever happened in 2020, there was a population of suburban white women in places like Georgia
that didn't like his tweets,
that didn't like Trump. Right? They were like any.
Debbie, the Access Hollywood tape didn't factor in eventually. Maybe they bought the idea that he'll become presidential when he gets in there, and then he was a complete scumbag when he was in there, and they're like, no. I was wrong. Never again.
Anything but Trump, we
just don't like anybody who will grab our daughters by the pussy just because he thinks he can.
We don't really like Biden, but we're going to give the Democrats a try. There were people who talked like this and acted like this.
And those people are staying home this time.
And I think what's happening now is that those suburban white women are having major buyer's remorse.
They totally are. No, they're not.
And they're doing it
This is the same story we hear from Mike Pillow, where he's like, I have Democrats that work in my factory that tell me all the time that they're upset. Yeah, because they're afraid of getting fired.
On the economy. They're seeing that, look, inflation, high prices. So suddenly they're.
Which are two different things, I think. I mean, I'd have to look it up. Hey, slow down on the economic mumbo jumbo, mister. Speak English.
Livelihoods are getting pinched. So.
And they would rather their women get pinched than their livelihoods. Well, not pinched. Groped.
Half of suburban white women now think the Republican Party has a better way to fix the economy and make life easier. Only 35% think Democrats. And let's remember, many of these women are Democrats. So they're not just polling Republican women.
I mean, what planet is the 35% on?
Oh, my God. Yeah. By the way, welcome to our world, Debbie. That's a sentence when we're like, we got the 35% diehards that support Trump. We're like, what the fuck are these people smoking?
Well, that's a good point. Well,
I'm trying to woohoo!
The Democrats apparently think that, well, I think you have the entitlement.
Please, yeah, wait, hold on. Guys, get your notepads out. Dinesh is going to tell us all what we think. This is one of my favorite parts of anything. I've always wondered, I get very confused by my own thoughts sometimes, and I'm so happy that he's here to, parse it for us. So that's very helpful.
Democrats.
Right, of course.
And these are
You
people
always
who
have
don't
those.
care what the economy is doing because they're looking to see, am I still going to get a monthly check?
Exactly.
Right?
So for them, the economy's just fine.
Right.
Oh, I see. This is the welfare queen freeloader. The government will supply everything. The welfare Democrat that they think exists, which fucking doesn't.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you...
Yes. By the way, the Democrats, the party of the welfare Democrat, people who like to live off the government, also control big tech and big media and the giant conglomerates, and include amongst our ranks Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, apparently, and I guess Jack Dorsey too at this point, since he's fucking split or whatever. Those folks want every American to be on welfare, and therefore we want everybody to vote for bigger government so nobody can choose what to do with their life. This argument has been around for a long time, the welfare Democrat nonsense, and it's garbage.
You've got the 16% who cited the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade as being an important, not necessarily a decisive issue, but an important issue. Now, Democrats had hoped that number would be around 50%, that about half of women would be like, we're going to vote on abortion, we're going to secure our abortion rights, control our bodies, but it's...
No, the Democratic side already think that. They're saying, what's the decisive thing for you? They didn't need to have that be decisive. They were always voting for that.
Turning out that no, more than twice as many people say that it's the economy that's driving. So Democrats have had, by the way, in many elections recently, an advantage among women, but not in the middle.
Not now, no. Women have decided to go full Republican after the Dodd. After the Dodd result came down. Women were like, you know what? I'm gonna try on this Handmaid's Tale outfit just for a little while. I mean, look, we need a little balance on Earth, and right now, women in Iran are burning their hijabs. Maybe it's time we let our men put them on us. That's what women are thinking. Right, the mess?
In terms.
Really? That's really interesting. And
it's very interesting. It's outrageous.
going back to the Roe v. Wade, I think that they would have had a little bit more of a point if the decision had been no abortion at all. No way.
Yeah. If they had just like the Republicans want to do once they take power and can pass it. Also, none of these fuckers realize how weird it is? And this was the essence of gay marriage as well, being a national thing as opposed to states signing off on it, is that no American citizen should have to decide what rights they want to have by what state they fucking live in. Like the Second Amendment, for example. There are limitations on the Second Amendment as far as machine guns and and types of ammo and blah, blah, blah. But you can still own a gun. Your baseline protections are there. You want a shotgun for self-defense or a handgun, you want a concealed carry permit or whatever. There are means to get them, even if you have to jump through a couple of hoops. The right still exists. What they want to do is eliminate the right in totality, the women's right to medical privacy, a violation, arguably, of their Fourth Amendment rights, state by state.
Where, right? But that isn't what Roe v. Wade, the overturning of Roe v. Wade was about.
No, tell us what it was about. What was it about?
Was leaving it to the states to make.
Yeah, to make the decision. Like, we're a pro-woman state. This is an anti-woman state, and if you want to stay here, you get a fifth less rights than you would if you lived in another state. Welcome to America.
Those decisions. So they never took away abortion rights at all.
No, it's just you gotta go see the sights. You gotta go have some scenery. Go visit your aunt in Oklahoma like they used to do in the fucking 40s.
They just said it's not in the Constitution, guys.
The decision is
exactly.
really about who decides.
Yeah.
And
Yes. And in this case, Republicans have decided that that decision belongs to local political leaders. That's literally what Oz said. The decision is between a woman, her doctor, and local political leaders. Reminder, Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy were local political leaders. Look it up. One was a Republican, one was a Democrat.
The Democratic position is that a woman decides, quote, with her doctor. The with her doctor part is all nonsense because no one actually goes to your doctor and says, what do you think I should do?
Yeah.
No. Yes, they do. Because this is a situation, it's not a, we're not talking past a certain point of women having, the option of abortion just for a lifestyle reason. It's because they want to have a child, and the child is either not going to make it to term, or it might kill the woman, or they might not ever be able to have other children, or a myriad of other factors that they have to talk about with their doctor. Like, how do we do this? Is it possible? If I carry this baby to term, will I die? Will the baby die? Will it take me with it? If I'm having twins and one of them is septic, can we wait a certain time to have a C-section? Will the other child take the other one with it? Those are the kind of decisions that women have who want to have a baby, and that's the important thing. They are expecting to have a child. They want to carry this baby to term, and yet it isn't viable, and it will kill them in the process. That's the doctor conversation. The doctor is not your moral voice in this. The doctor is what's possible for your safety, the health of the child, and your ability to have children in the fucking future. That's what that is. They're not going to their doctor as their priest, fucko. It doesn't work that way. Never did. Never will. The only time it's between a woman and her doctor is when the doctor is helping her make a medical decision about it. About her own life and the baby's life. And again, the potential for her to have children ever again.
Oh, women go into the clinic, they go, abort my kid.
Yeah.
And they say,
is that what they do? Is that how they do it? That's what you think women do? By the way, that's what fucking Herschel Walker would do. Herschel Walker would walk in with a woman in arm and go like that. This is, okay. This is the attitude towards fucking women. This is how they think women make decisions. Look at Debbie. Look at Debbie's fucking face. And listen to this shit again. What do women do? What do women do when they go in to have an abortion? Tell them again.
Yeah.
No, women go into the clinic, they go, abort my kid.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, come into this room and we'll do it. So,
yeah, that's how it works. Fucking hell. Women go into the clinic and go, abort my kid. Jesus Christ. Imagine having that much contempt for women. Like, I don't stand up for that. Like, sometimes I will say, and some of you in my chat room know this, and you're guilty of this, you'll throw around the men or white men or old white men pejoratives, and I will tap the brakes on it. Because I'm a white man, and my dad's an old white man, and we don't do that shit. And I wouldn't attribute factors regarding age and race to anybody else. So knock that shit off. But to some degree, I gotta be frank, we're men and we can take it because it's never about something as personal as this most of the fucking time. A woman's decision about whether or not to carry a child to term is fucking enormous. And the idea that this asshole has, that they're that flippant with it, is awful.
So this idea that there's a kind of humane consultation about the various procedures involved, the various interests involved, this doesn't happen in practice.
First of all, yeah, there is. Because she goes in and goes, I can't carry this to term. I was sexually assaulted, and I will not be able to do this. they've looked at it and it's not going to make it, or there's a problem with it. It's a myriad of other issues, and the doctor says we can do this chemically, or we can actually perform a procedure. If we do it now, you can do it chemically. If we wait any longer, it will take a procedure. That's also the discussion. Of course, it's part of the discussion, you fuckhead.
Practice, nor do Democrats want it to happen.
No, they really don't. They really shouldn't even call themselves pro-choice, really. They're pro-abortion.
No, I'm pro-choice. I would never stand there and I'd get rid of it. Who the fuck would ever be through that? Like, who? All right, there's some activist assholes you see marching around, and it's mainly, I find that these are younger women with extraordinary hair in marches going, it's none of your fucking business. I'm pro-abortion right up to the second I fuck you, right? That's the, they don't care. So they're like, abortion till on demand, none of your business. And the point is that they're reacting to this idea that anybody should have a fucking say into them. So they're speaking in broader terms. But in reality, in humanity, in the rest of this fucking country, when you're not talking about activist class weirdos on either side of the spike in humanity, most people are tortured by this decision. Most people are, it's really hard. So and again, the idea that these assholes make it just kind of like, I don't know, kill my kid. Get the fuck out of here. By the way, almost all of my Democratic friends have children. They decided to have children. They chose to have children. Even if you go, we're going to have a kid. You've made a choice. You've made the pro-kid, this is how our relationship's going to move forward part of the decision. But even if you didn't entertain the idea of having an abortion or using the morning after pill or what have you, you still made the choice. Even if between celibacy and having a kid is still a choice to have the child. Period.
End of story. So,
yeah, very scary.
Well, if she had a period, it would be the end of the story. I'm sorry. It's just such stupid.
But look, this is a case where I think the red wave is carried by many different.
Oh my God, the number of period references we're going to have now, and they totally missed it. I know. I'm 15.
Currents. There's an economic current. There is a portion of people who, I think even the disaster with Afghanistan remains in the back of people.
No, it doesn't. No, we're out, motherfucker. You know what the disaster of Afghanistan was? That we were in there for 21 fucking years. That was the disaster. Trump ran on getting us out and he blew it off. Shut the fuck up.
People's minds. This guy does not know what he's doing on the international front. And so we should just assume that NATO would have been this tightly knit in a response to the Ukrainian invasion on its own. One would be entirely surprised if he gets us into a big war because he's such a fool. And oh yeah, how would what he's doing get us into, quote, a big war? Please elaborate. You've only got 60 seconds. The people around him are 30. Such nincompoops. I see. Morons and nincompoops that beat Trump handily. There's these little twerps who you can see have had and twerps, nincompoops, twerps. Mm-hmm. No life experience, no foreign policy experience, no prison experience. And so it's a very scary situation on the foreign policy front. And then on the cultural front, this is a guy who's tearing the fabric of American society. So it's bad news all around. It is. He's just, Biden's whole thing is, how do I rip this place to shreds? He served in public office all this time just so he could get to the top to turn the mountain into a molehill. So are you feeling good about the midterms? I'm feeling good, and I feel like we're going to be teaching these people a lesson that that the word outrageous is a dead giveaway.